The rain in Birmingham fell in a steady rhythm, tapping against the windows like a quiet warning. Daniel Hayes stood across the street, his hands in his coat pockets, staring at the office building in front of him. Bright lights. Clean glass. Success. Everything he used to have. Everything that was stolen from him. 10 years ago, Daniel wasn't standing in the shadows like this. He wasn't watching from a distance. He was inside that building, respected, trusted, and completely unaware that his life was about to be destroyed. Back then, he had a partner. A friend. Someone he trusted more than anyone else. Marcus Reed. If Daniel was careful and calculated, Marcus was bold and confident. Together, they built a financial consultancy from nothing into something powerful. Late nights, big dreams, endless plans. They were more than business partners, they were brothers. At least, that's what Daniel believed. The betrayal didn't happen all at once. It never does. It started with small things, numbers that didn't quite add up, emails that Marcus dismissed too quickly, transactions that felt off. Daniel noticed, but he ignored it. Because trusting someone makes you blind in ways you don't realize until it's too late. One evening, Marcus walked into the office with a folder in his hand and that same confident smile he always had. Just paperwork, he said casually. Routine approvals. Daniel didn't question it. He signed. That one signature destroyed his life. The next morning, everything collapsed. Police walked into the office. Not rushed. Not aggressive. Calm. Certain. Like they already knew exactly what they were there for. Fraud. Money laundering. Financial manipulation. All traced back to one person. Daniel Hayes. He tried to explain. Tried to understand. But nothing made sense. Every document had his signature. Every transaction had his authorization. Every piece of evidence pointed to him. And Marcus? Marcus stood at a distance. Watching. Quiet. Safe. In court, Marcus played his role perfectly. Concerned. Shocked. Disappointed. He spoke about trust, about betrayal, about how he never saw it coming. Daniel sat there, listening, realizing something far worse than prison was happening. This wasn't a mistake. This was planned. By the time the sentence was given, Daniel didn't feel anger. Just silence. Cold, empty silence. 8 years. 8 years for a crime he didn't commit. Prison changes people, but not in the way most think. It doesn't just make you stronger or weaker. It shows you reality. Daniel stopped believing in fairness. Stopped expecting justice. Stopped trusting words. Instead, he started learning. He watched people. Listened carefully. Understood how power really worked, quietly, indirectly, patiently. Time passed slowly, but his mind never stopped moving. Because every single day, he remembered one thing. Marcus Reed. The man who took everything from him. And the one person who never expected him to come back. When Daniel finally walked out of prison, the world felt different. Not because it had changed, but because he had. No one was there to meet him. No calls. No messages. Just an empty road and a second chance no one believed he deserved. Perfect. Because he wasn't there to start over. He was there to finish something. The first thing he did wasn't revenge. It was observation. Marcus Reed had done well. More than well. The company had grown bigger. Stronger. More powerful. His name was respected. His face appeared in business magazines. Interviews. Public events. A success story. Built on a lie. Daniel didn't rush toward him. He didn't confront him. That would have been emotional. And emotions make mistakes. Instead, Daniel disappeared. New identity. New records. New life. Now, he was Adrian Cole. A man with no past. Within weeks, he positioned himself exactly where he needed to be, close enough to watch, but invisible enough to be ignored. Marcus didn't recognize him. Time changes faces. But it doesn't erase consequences. Daniel worked quietly, gaining access, building trust, understanding the system Marcus had created. And what he found was almost ironic. Marcus hadn't changed. He had just gone deeper. The same kind of illegal operations. The same manipulation. The same greed. The only difference? This time, Daniel was watching. And this time, he was ready. He didn't destroy Marcus overnight. That would have been easy. Too easy. Instead, he started slowly. Small disruptions. Minor errors. Deals that didn't go through. Numbers that didn't align. Nothing obvious. Just enough to create pressure. Marcus started noticing. At first, he blamed his team. Then his partners. Then the market. But the cracks kept growing. Stress replaced confidence. Doubt replaced control. Daniel watched it all, calm and patient. Because revenge isn't loud. It's quiet. It builds. One evening, Marcus sat alone in his office, staring at the reports in front of him, frustration written all over his face. Daniel walked in, calm as ever. "You look stressed," he said. Marcus sighed. "Something's off. I can feel it. Like someone's working against me." Daniel nodded slightly. "Sometimes," he said quietly, "the past catches up." Marcus looked at him, confused for a moment. But then he shook it off. He had no idea. And that made it even better. The final step came weeks later. Daniel had everything he needed. Evidence. Proof. Truth. Enough to destroy Marcus completely. But he didn't send it immediately. Not yet. First, he wanted Marcus to know. Late one night, when the office was empty, Daniel walked into Marcus's office without knocking. Marcus looked up, irritated. "What is it?" Daniel closed the door behind him. Silence filled the room. Then he stepped forward. Slowly. Calmly. And for the first time in years, he looked Marcus directly in the eyes. Really looked at him. Recognition didn't come instantly. But when it did, it hit hard. Marcus froze. His face lost color. "No," he whispered. "That's not." Daniel spoke quietly. "It is." The room felt smaller. Heavier. "You thought I wouldn't come back," Daniel said. Marcus tried to speak, but nothing came out. All that confidence. Gone. Replaced by fear. "I didn't have a choice," Marcus finally said, his voice shaking. "You don't understand." Daniel cut him off. "No. You made a choice." He placed a file on the desk. Marcus looked at it. Then back at him. "What is this?" "Your truth." Everything was inside. Every illegal deal. Every hidden transaction. Every lie. Marcus's hands trembled slightly. "You're going to destroy me." Daniel's expression didn't change. "You already did that to me." Silence. Heavy. Unavoidable silence. For a moment, it felt like time had stopped. Then Daniel stepped back. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said calmly. "I'm here to make things right." He turned toward the door. Paused. And without looking back, he added, "Now you'll understand what it feels like to lose everything." The next morning, the world found out the truth. Investigations opened. Arrests followed. Marcus Reed's empire collapsed faster than it was built.
And Daniel? He was gone. No trace. No name. No past.
Just a man who walked away after balancing the scales.
Because revenge isn't about destruction. It's about justice. And sometimes, justice comes quietly.